Hello, and thank you for joining me on the mat. Let's start today by standing up. And then, as always, we want to bring attention to our breath. So ground into the feet. Nice big inhales. Filling up the lungs. Exhale. Letting everything go. Any tension, let the neck drop down. Inhale, bend the knees and come all the way up, reaching. The hands, or the gaze follows the hands with your eyes. Or if you want, you can tune inward. Inhale. Up. Exhale down. One more just like that. Actively reaching as your arms go up. And this next time, inhale, you can open your eyes if they were closed. Come on up. We're just going to grab a hold of the right wrist, pulling up first, and then with your exhale over to the other side. And then feeling a nice stretch. If you don't quite feel one, this is where you send that right hip down while you're pulling up. Again, creating the opposition. Inhales up. Exhale over. And one more like that, moving with your breath. Inhales up. Exhale over. Inhales up. Exhale over. Finding a gentle smile. Bringing calm, peace into your heart center. Come on down. We're going to start at the top of our mat. And we're going to start with some Sun Salutation B's. So spread your feet either hip width apart or together, whatever's more comfortable. Toes go wide here, grounding into the feet. As you inhale and lift the arms up, your kneecaps are going to drop to activate the legs, feeling strength. Exhale. Windmill the arms down as you bend the legs into a chair position. Reaching up here, getting the chest up, engaging the core, and then noticing your feet, your knees. Make sure they don't go beyond the toes. And with your next exhale, you're going to fold into it, forward fold. You can still bend the knees as generous as you would like. This is our first one of the day. You can rock it side to side. Again, just taking the time to be in this present moment and checking in with yourself, how you feel and where you need to go. When you're ready, push your hands into your shins and lift the chest with the inhale for a half lift. Shoulder blades to go down the back. Engage the core. Exhale, send the hands down as the feet go back for the plank, and then kick it up for a downward dog, pushing into the hands and really pushing away from the mat with the arms. Shoulders are extended out, meaning you're pushing away from the mat, and then you're also thinking of the shoulder blades not coming to the spine, but really peel them away from the spine towards the outer sides of the body. Tailbone goes up and back. And let your thighs rest on the belly here. You can rock it out by just straightening one leg and then the other. Go slow again to feel the nice stretch on the back line of the legs. Make sure you're breathing and relax the head. And when you're ready with your next inhale, start to come on forward for the plank. Engaging the core, send the heels back and forward, just stretching out the wrist, maybe the calves, whatever needs it. If this is too much, you always have that option to go down to your knees. When you're ready with the exhale, we're going to come down halfway with arms for the chaturanga. You only go to a 90-degree angle, never more than that. And then with your inhale, sliding forward, upward facing dog. Again, pushing away from the mat with your shoulders, feeling the length so that they're not coming by the ears. You can rock it out on the hips if they're lifted, or you stay in that cobra. And with your exhale, engage the core to come back into the downward facing dog. From here, we're going to take our right leg, picking it up. You're sending the knee into the chest. And then we're trying to not scrape the foot if you can. Bring it on forward to replace that right hand. Ground through that back foot about a 45-degree angle. And engage the core as you start to lift with the chest, coming up for warrior one. If this is too hard, or if you feel a little pain in the back knee, just widen your hips or your stance a little bit. That should help your hips to rotate. You really want your hips to be square to that front edge of the mat if you can. Again, core is engaged, and then lift up. Gaze at the thumbnails. With your exhale, you're going to come down nice and slow, only halfway. Stay here with the inhale. Next exhale, hands come down. Front foot meets the back one, downward dog. Inhale, shift forward for that plank or modified plank. Exhale, halfway down for the chaturanga. Inhale comes up for cobra or upward facing dog if you want to lift it. Always have choices. Exhale, back, downward dog. Find your breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to pick up the left leg this time. Sending it back, go ahead, bend the knee, bringing it into the chest as you come into the plank. Again, trying to keep the foot lifted as you replace it with the left hand. Ground through that back foot. If this is the time that you need to widen your stance, just pick up your foot and move it to the outer edge of the mat. Once the foot's about a 45-degree angle, ground into the feet, making sure the knee is not going over that foot or the toes. Stand on up, bringing hands into heart center, engaging the core so there's no back bend. And then one more full breath. And with your exhale, start to come down. Stay here with the inhale, only halfway. Next exhale, all the way down. Front foot meets the back one, downward dog. Inhale, come on forward. Going through the vinyasa or the flow, exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale is going to pick you up, upward facing dog. Exhale, send it, downward dog. One more breath here. And then this time we're going to just tiptoe our way up to the front of the mat. Nice and slow. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms up for chair. And then with your exhale, come all the way back to the beginning, Samastiti. So it kind of repeats from the beginning. Once it gets to the middle, it repeats and goes backwards. We'll go a little bit faster. When you're ready, again, inhale all the way up with the arms. Exhale, bend the legs, sweep the arms down and up with the inhale. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lifting the chest. Exhale, hands come down, feet go back for the downward dog. Again, just stay here for another breath, relaxing the head, the jaw. And then come on forward with your inhale to the plank. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga, keeping the elbows into the side body. Inhale lifts you upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. Good. A little variation. We're going to take the right leg up this time into the three-legged dog. So keep your hips square to the mat. And really pushing away, making sure your shoulders are not, make sure your shoulders are fully extended here. Everything's active. And then we're going to open up the hips by letting them stack. And then bend at the knee and just do some rolls here. Maybe two in one direction and then two the other way. Then when you're ready, you're going to bring that knee into the chest as you go into that plank, engage the core, and replace it with that right hand. Good. From here, we're going to let the hips drop down, though, just for a nice stretch, opening up the chest. Find your breath. You can close your eyes again, taking the time to tune inward with peace and love. One more full inhale.
This time with your exhale, pushing away from that front leg to straighten it into the half splits. And really surrendering by folding down. That's only if you're able to. Main thing is I don't want your nose to be the goal of the knee and have this big gap and a nice round in the back. You really want to try to lengthen by getting the belly to come down first. This just, again, think of those oppositions when we stretch. This gets the tailbone to send back while you're fully straightening with the muscle and the leg. Because if you're rounding, you're shortening the hamstring. And this is supposed to be a hamstring stretch. So one more full breath. With your exhale, surrender. Next, inhale, grounding into the foot. You're going to put your hands to frame the foot, lift up the back leg, ground down for that warrior one, so about a 45-degree angle on the back foot, engaging the core to lift up. Hands come together, gazes at the thumbnails. Now I want you to take a moment to check your knee. A lot of times our knees like to come into midline, especially if we have tight hips. Really open it up so that the knee's over the second or third big toe. Take one more breath here. With your exhale, start to come down only halfway. Stay here with the inhale. Exhale down. Bring that front foot to meet the back, one downward dog. Go ahead, moving with your breath. Inhale, come on forward into the plank. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale brings you up. Exhale back, downward dog. Taking the time here again to breathe. Go ahead, lift that left leg this time, keeping the hips squared to the mat, sending the heel backwards. Again, lengthening through the arms and the shoulders by pushing away from the mat. Feeling strength, engage the core. And breathe. Relaxing the jaw. Go ahead, open up through the hips, letting them stack this time. And then bend at the knee. And start to do some circles with the knee. Big as you can. Reverse it. And going slow to feel it out. What's going on in the hip today? When you're ready, bringing the knee into the chest and let it replace that left hand. Go ahead, send the back foot down or the knee down as the chest comes up. Okay, and you can relax on your knee, on the floor. Maybe you have blocks in your practice. Make it your own. Paying attention to the breath. Nice big inhale, breathe in all that love. Exhale, send it out too. All the love you receive, you can send it out. Someone once told me, God fills up you with love so that you can overflow and pour it out onto others. So go ahead, one more big inhale, breathing in all that love that God has for you. Feeling it inside. Exhale, breathe it, and send that love out. Go ahead into a hamstring stretch by flexing that front foot. Again, notice if you're rounding through the tailbone and the low back, try to extend the tailbone out a little bit by sending it back, lengthening through the hamstrings. Inhale, lifting the chest. If this is too much, again, go where it feels good. You might just be up here. You might need blocks. Honor it. One more breath. With your exhale, surrendering into the fold. Inhale, bend that front leg. Framing up the foot, pick up the back knee. And set up for warrior one, 45-degree angle. Front knees over the ankle. Engage the core and lift up. Warrior one. Again, check your front knee. Make sure it's not coming to midline, but opening up. Engaging the core. One more breath. With your exhale, halfway down. Stay with the inhale. Exhale all the way down. Front foot meets the back one. Downward dog. One more breath here. And at the bottom of your next exhale, come on forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bending in the knees generously here, picking up the chest for chair. With the inhale. Exhale, come all the way up, hands into prayer center. Back to the beginning. Now, I'm going to go a little bit faster, not so much cues, but try to stick with me because it's a beautiful meditation when you can connect the breath with the movement. So as soon as the breath changes, whether inhale or exhale, you know your body should be changing. Go ahead and let's try it by grounding again into the feet. With your inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms down and come up for chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, pushing it into your shins. Exhale, hands come down and feet go back for the downward dog. With your inhale, round through into that plank, engaging that core. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. With your inhale, shift on forward and up with the chest. Upward facing dog. Exhale, engage that core to lift back up into a downward dog. Take a breath here. Go ahead, picking up the leg and send it to meet that right hand. Get your stance on that back foot for the 45-degree angle. Going into warrior one, engage the core, and with the inhale, lift up. Exhale, halfway down. Stay with the inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back foot meets, or the front foot meets the back one. Rock it out in the legs. Inhale, come on forward and go through your flow. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, downward dog. Go ahead, picking up that left foot and bring it forward to replace that left hand. Setting the feet up before you even try to stand up. Make sure that knee's over the front ankle. Engage the core and lift up with the inhale. Warrior one. Exhale, halfway down. Stay here with the inhale. Exhale, hands find the floor. Front foot meets the back one. Downward dog. Inhale, come on forward for the plank. Go through your flow. Exhale, halfway down. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Downward dog. Go ahead and step your way to the front of the mat. With your inhale, you're lifting the chest for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees and come up into the chair with your inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Samastiti. Well, thank you so much for doing some Sun B Salutations with me. You can continue your practice if you wanted more, or just be grateful that you're able to get on the mat today. Thanks again for joining me. God bless and namaste.